quick little drive talk here on the way home. First of all, check this out. 104. Fucking hot as shit, right? But we're still gonna hit a workout. Today I gotta hit. Yesterday I hit biceps, triceps, and abs. So today I'm gonna hit leg day. And I hate doing videos like this and talking about like this, but it's to hold myself accountable. Yesterday, right before I went to sleep, the last trade of the day, I got in a GBP JPY longs. The trade was a good trade, man. Oh shit, the fucking cops over here. I don't know if you guys could see that shit. But let me lower my phone a little bit. The trade was a great trade, and you guys are all gonna see it today, obviously. The trade, if I would have stayed in the trade and not closed out, I would have caught a good like 300 and something pips. But my ass got my fucking I got out of the fucking position at 10 pips in profit because I didn't feel like staying in the trade and didn't feel like staying awake because I was too sleepy to stay in the trade and manage it, right? Because obviously I don't like to go to sleep with an open position. Even that, instead of closing the trade fully, I could have secured the 10 pips and let the rest run, and it would have not taken me out at break even. It would have literally continued to fly all London session and all today, all New York session. We're gonna go over that. And today's trades was obviously GBP USD, the longs, and then USD CAD longs, and then I gave GBP USD another chance, which was I believe I only took one loss, which was the GBP USD, and I considered the GJ trade yesterday a loss, to be honest, because I technically was in the trade. I was supposed to catch those 300 pips, and I had popped three lots, 3.69. Bro, I would have literally been like so close to passing the challenges with that trade. I would have been back above the initial balance, and I would have been $3,000 in profit on the account. Why did I get out, man? Why did I get out? But we're gonna go over that right now. Just got out of work on the way home. It sucks, man. It sucked because it's not even a loss. It's just you literally missed out on a 300 pip move today on GBP JPY. We're gonna hit legs. We're gonna go over the trades. Let's get to it. Peace and love to anybody watching this.
Phone call, and they said, "Hey, Michael wants to meet you after practice."
You still haven't met Michael.
I still have not met Michael. Okay, so this is in December of 1989.
This is when Pippen first comes. So
Yes.
Pippen came 88,
Yes,
right?
so December.
Grant came 89.
December. I think Pippen and Grant came the same year. I remember.
Maybe because they used to party together.
Yeah.
That's right.
So in '89, in December, they tell me Michael wants to meet you after practice at his house. So I go to his house. All right, I pull up over there and I look down at my shoes. I'm wearing Converse. Everybody knows Michael's Air Jordan. It's the iconic Jumpman logo. I'm like, man, I can't go in his house wearing Converse. And I remember this is December in Chicago. It gets kind of cold.
Yep.
All right, so I take off the shoes. I got holes in my socks. I'm like, oh. So I can't have this guy. So I take off my socks too. I knock on the door. He opens up the door. And the first thing he looks down, he goes, I said, Michael, hey, real clean house. I want to take off my shoes and socks. I'm gonna leave them out here. He said, okay. So I come in. He says, introduce myself to him, tell my background, tell him what I've studied and so forth. And he goes, all right, how can you help me? And I go through all the process of how he's had these nagging injuries and why he's had these things and what we can do to alleviate these things and help him, feel better and be allowed to perform at a higher level. And he just goes, this just sounds too good. I said, no. I said, this is actually, I can lay this out pretty much. I said, I can tell you how you're going to feel in 24 hours, how you're going to feel in 48, 72. This is exactly what's going to happen. And
Are you guys the same age? Are you?
we're pretty close. I think I always lost count. I'm either 52 or 50. I'm a 64 baby. Okay, and Michael's 62. So he's 2 years older than I am.
So you're still younger than him.
I'm still.
And he is listening to you.
Yes. Okay. All right. Age has got nothing to do with.
Some guys say, well, this person's older than me. They're not going to listen to me.
No, age has got nothing to do with much. Okay. I don't come across as an expert at what he does. I come in as an expert at what I do. Okay. And there's a lot of individuals out there that try to come in and they try to become experts at everything. All of a sudden, you have trainers and so forth that if they're working with a baseball player, they're all of a sudden teaching them how to swing a bat or how to. No, do what you do. Do what you do. So when I got with MJ, I did what I said. This is what I do. Now, do I know about the game of basketball? Yes, I do know about the game. As much as he does, no. But that's where my learning process comes in. He's going to learn from me. I'm going to learn from him. He said, let's try this out. So I give you 30 days. That 30 days turned into 15 years. Okay?
15 years he stays with you.
15, and that's and that's key there, because a lot of individuals now, okay, especially in this generation, not only from a training standpoint but from a knowledge standpoint, they're jumping from one thing to another.
Yeah.
They're using this trainer this week, they're using another trainer next week. They're using this person as a mentor on YouTube, and they're using this person over here. Okay, and they're getting all this conflicting information. Okay, you gotta master what you're going to master. Okay, you have to figure out. Too many people are jumping from place to place to place. Michael, Kobe, all these individuals, they mastered one aspect of the game. When they mastered that aspect of the game, then they move to another aspect of the game. How many individuals you have? Hundreds of thousands of people following. Okay, you put content out on a regular basis, and what do people always ask? They want more content. They want more content. They can't remember what the fuck you said 2 days ago.
That's right.
Okay, and they're already on to the next lesson. You gotta master that stuff first.
That's a message I'm aligned with. 100% aligned with that message. But he stays with you for 50. He keeps you for 50.
I did basketball. I did the retirement. I did baseball. I did basketball.
All of it.
Like Nick Anderson,
He
he played in Orlando. Kendall Delia. These were all Illinois guys.
Yeah.
These were all Chicago guys. These were where Chicago was home. So I was working with those individuals. But the deal I had with those guys, I said, listen, when the boss calls, I've only had one boss. He's the only person I've ever called boss. Just when he calls, I gotta go. As long as you guys have that understanding, we're good. And I told him, I said, you guys would not be working out with me if it wasn't for him.
That's just amazing.
Yeah.
So let me ask this, because I want to set the tone first. So from there, we can go into some of the other items. In the book Relentless, you talk about the 3 levels, right?
Yeah.
You talk about the cooler, the closer, the cleaner. Before I cover the 13 points here, if you had to break it down simply, what would the difference between the 3 be?
Listen, a cooler is an individual that's good at what they do. Okay,
Right.
If you give them a job to do, they get the job done. The results are what you expect. It's nothing great.
Yeah.
It's nothing exceptional. It's adequate. You have a closer. A closer is an individual that gives you those exceptional results as long as you give them a game plan and as long as too many variables are thrown at them. Okay. Then you have the cleaner. The cleaner is going to get you that end result over and over again. And this is key. Elevate everybody around him. He or she is going to raise their game, and he's going to deliver that result numerous times. Not just one. No matter what's thrown at them. No matter what variable is thrown at them. They have the ability to focus.
No matter what variable is thrown out there.
No matter what variable is thrown at them. Okay?
Yep.
And when we talk about sports, okay, you see all these individuals, they've got to deal with injuries, they got off court. They're human beings just like everybody else. But the cleaner never brings that stuff to work. Never brings it to work. Cleaners don't bring their personal shit to work.
Yep.
They don't. Okay. Michael has.
Can you learn that, or is that something that you either?
All of this can be learned.
All 13 of them.
All of this can be learned, okay? And we talk about this in the Relentless System, how you're not born with this. This is something that can be learned. But what happens is everyone's going to hit adversity,
Yep.
okay? Everyone's going to hit adversity. It's how you deal with that adversity. And the key word is you, not letting somebody else deal with that adversity. You have to deal with that adversity. And how you deal with it. Are you going to fight through it, or are you going to curl up and just roll over into the corner? It's going to pretty much determine how the rest of your development from a mental standpoint is going to carry you. People talk about this. People talk about this all the time. Losing builds character. Okay, well, how much fucking character do you need? Seriously, all right. You want to keep losing. Hey, listen, I'd rather have a person win who has a little bit of character.
Yeah.
Okay, who's a little nuts, and a person that loses all the time and has got great character. At some point, you got to start winning. You can't always look for other people to help you. Other people got their own problems. They got their own shit they got to deal with. They're trying to achieve their own goals. They are willing to assist, but after a while, okay, if you constantly looking for assistance, constantly looking for help, it's on you. Your failure and your success is on you.
And isn't that great? Because you have control if you think about it that way. I mean, if it's external, you can't control the external. If it's internal, you can control all the internal. So, Tim, how about I cover some of these 13 of how cleaners think, and then so we can kind of address this. So here's what you got. Cleaners, you keep pushing yourself harder when everybody else has had enough. 1.
Do more than you want it for yourself. Okay, your obligation to yourself to be the best, to achieve the highest level, has to be greater. The pressure you put on yourself has to exceed anybody else's pressure that puts on you outside. That's why Tom Brady's able to come from, was it 28 to whatever it is, 28 to 3, whatever it was. Okay, because the pressure he put on himself is way greater than what anybody else would be able to do. That's why when he doesn't have his top receivers, okay, you talk about clarity and being able to put pressure on yourself, and his obligation is greater to himself than it is what anybody else would put on him. Okay. Why he can take average receivers and make them superstars? Because he elevates their game. He makes the game simple for them. You know what he says? This is what I want you to do. Okay, you're gonna run 10 yards. You're gonna break left. Okay, I'm gonna throw you the ball. It's gonna hit you in these 2 fingers right here. All you gotta do is catch the ball. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, when you turn, you put your hands up, the ball's gonna hit you right here. Catch the ball. Okay, and if you don't catch the ball, guess what? He holds you accountable. He holds you accountable. You look at one of the plays last year. He was with Julian Edelman. He dropped the pass. He told Julian, you gotta catch the fucking ball. You gotta catch the fucking ball. And what Edelman said, he goes, you're absolutely right. They can't make it any easier for you. I'm telling you where I'm going to throw it, where it's going to hit you in the fingers. Okay? You got to catch the ball.
Expectation is higher as well about people.
Yes.
You can speak that people say, if you want to be happy, have no expectations of other people. You ever heard that quote? So if you want to be happy, have no expectations of other people. How do you do that in a team environment where people are trying to win and do something that's never been done before?
Yeah, I mean, well, what it is, listen, the expectations of yours are a lot higher than everybody else's. You can't come down to theirs. So the key when we talk about cleaners is yours is going to be high. The hardest thing to do is to elevate everybody else around you. Because if people get around and say, hey, listen, if I can do it, why can't they? Okay, everybody can't do it. Okay, yeah, I love this one. You know, people talk about this. We're all born with greatness. You're not fucking born with greatness. You earn greatness. Okay, that's a bullshit line to sell fucking shit. To talk about we're all born with greatness. Okay, that's a lot of stuff about giving people hugs and high fives and all that other stuff. That's a fucking high. Okay, I tell people, you know how what you gotta do to get to paradise? You gotta fight like fucking hell to get to fucking paradise. People don't know how to fight anymore. They don't know how to fight. Paradise starts in hell, and people quit because they don't know what to deal with, what's going on down there. When everybody's tugging at you, when they give you a pat on the back, in hell they don't give you a pat on the back. They're trying to throw you off this fucking window. They're trying to quit. The ones that can fight, the ones that come back, those are the ones that succeed. Those are the icons. Many legends out there, very few icons.
Powerful. That's powerful. So this next one is one of my favorites. It says, you trust very few people, and those you trust better never let you down.
Yeah. Everyone talks about their inner circle. Okay. The greatest inner circle individuals are so small. Okay. What the greatest do, you know what becomes their best friend? Distance. Distance becomes their best friend. Distance from their competition. Okay. Distance from others. Okay. Distance from their family.
Wow. Okay.
Distance from their friends. Okay. You have all these individuals that hang out together. Okay. We idolize individuals. Fucking okay. Those are the individuals that it's never enough. It's never enough. Okay. People always say, you gotta love the work. Right? You gotta love what you do. You don't have to love what you do. You gotta be fucking addicted to what you do. Okay. You gotta be addicted to winning. Just like failure is an addiction, winning is an addiction. But guess what? You cannot win. You have to trade one addiction for the other. So if you're constantly losing, you got to trade that addiction for winning. But here's the problem. When you trade one addiction, guess what? Then you got to trade another addiction. Then you got to trade another addiction. You got to trade another one. Okay? You cannot work short hours. You got to work long hours. You hear people, oh, here's one for you. I love this one. It fucking drives me crazy. Okay? This one drives me fucking crazy. Okay? You got to work smarter, not harder. You got to work smarter and you got to work fucking harder. You got to fucking do both. Okay? You cannot do one. Okay, they work together. You got to work smarter and you got to work harder. You're telling me, okay, to work smarter but to work less? No, that's not going to happen. You're going to tell me, I'm going to tell one of my athletes, okay, that, hey, listen, you know what? You only need to practice 4 hours a week. You'd be like, are you fucking crazy? It's not going to happen. Okay, now, you need to tell me how to be more effective in what I'm doing. That's the smarter side. Okay, that's the smarter side. But you're not going to tell me I got to work less.
How obsessive of a work are you going to do in COVID?
If I could think of another word than obsessive, put that on. Wow. You have to be obsessive. You have to be obsessive. You have to be addicted. You have to be disciplined. Okay, the key there is you. Everyone else is looking for other individuals to do stuff for you. Stop looking for fucking help from everybody else. Okay, it starts and it ends with you. Your identity starts and ends with you. Nobody else has changed your identity. Okay, you changed your fucking identity. All right. And you're the only individual that can change it back. You know, success. Oh, you become successful. I bet you get this one all the time. Man, you've changed. No, you haven't changed. Everybody else around you has changed. All success has done is magnified who you really are. Okay? If you're a fucking prick when you had no money, you're a bigger prick when you have money. Okay? If you were charitable when you didn't have money, you're gonna be more charitable when you have money. Okay? It's the other individuals around you, okay, who can't see, who didn't see the work that you put in, the time and effort, the dedication, the hours that nobody else saw, the sacrifices, missing your kids' events. Not because you want to. Nobody wants to miss nobody wants to miss any of their kids' performances, sports, games, or so forth. Okay? But it happens. It does happen. You try to limit it as much as possible. We'll get into this later on, about balance. That's one of my big things. Everyone talks about balance. You know how I feel about balance.
Next one is a favorite. This one is one that when you read the book, you're like, wait a minute, what's he talking about here? You have a dark side that refuses to be taught to be good.
Everybody's got a dark side. Whether you want to admit it or not, everybody's got one. It's individuals that can tap that dark side, okay, that know how to use it and know how to control it. And everyone talks about dark side as it being bad. It's not about being bad. It's about something that's unique to you. Okay, it's what fuels you. It's what your desires. It's your ego. It's your fucking greed. It makes you separate. It's what lights your fire.
Yo, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. For me, it's good morning because I literally totally crashed out. Sometimes your body just needs some rest. But like I said in the drive talk, I'm still gonna get done. Still gonna get posted. We'll go first over. I believe I had to mention that first. We're gonna go over the trades. the last trade that I took on the 1st, which was the day before yesterday. These are the trades that I took yesterday, that I mentioned on yesterday's Drive Talk, but I also mentioned GJ. This damn trade, look at this. I got out at 10 pips, which the position is. GJ is this one right here. Right at before landing session. Look at this shit. I had 3 lots on it, and I closed like little under 10 pips. It wasn't even 10 pips, like 5 pips. So let me get it right actually. Yeah, because if it would have been 10 pips, it would have been like 300 and something bucks. But to my point is, look at this. This was a trade right here, and the only reason I even got in the trade. This is on the 15 minutes. We'll go to the 5. Look how much I flew today. Look at this. So price, I was looking for buy somewhere around above here, and obviously price had melted below. But where did it melt below? To clear this push that started right here. Obviously we were bearish here, but this is a push that flipped us back bullish. Price tested it, this previous demand zone, and it acted again as what? As demand. And as I was seeing this, so I got in. My problem was that this was around 22, 23, was around 10. It was about to be 11. And I think I got on the trade like I was around like 11. I got out of the trade like around 11 something. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call it a day, I'm gonna fall asleep. But my mistake was closing the trade fully. Look, I closed entirely. Even if I would have just closed half, one lot, let the rest run, I would have caught, my TP would have been smacked at 90 pips. And look how much more I would have caught. That 10 pips, let me reset it. That 10 pips, look at this, all the way to 195. 400 pips, dude. I would have literally broken my my personal record on catching pips on one trade. And I got out of the trade. I would have already been back in profit, in positive equity on the account, and I would have had profit on it. Who knows how many people went past the video cut off, but literally if I would have just held this trade, even at risk free with half of the position going, it would have literally gotten me $4,000 and something. I would have literally been so close to passing the challenge already just with this one trade. And I got out. This shit hurts way more than a loss. But you know what? I'm going to start trading GJ way more because these pushes are insane. I mean, look at this just drop that happened over here. After testing 195. This is another 260 pips. I'm definitely going to start trading GJ a lot more now. Definitely. I promise you. Now we can delete all of this after. Obviously that hurts more than a loss, missing out on 400 pips. But now what are we looking for? And even this position right here yesterday, I was looking at the strong supply. I was mainly looking at sales. But look, price literally tested the previous supply and created a new demand above it beautifully. Right above 193 to 100, we previously had strong supply. And it gave us another, and this is another trade I missed out because I was looking at USD CAD and GU, which I'm gonna go over right now. But this move happened yesterday, another 180 pips to the upside. Obviously price tried to do it again right here. But obviously after this strong bearish candles, obviously price is just having too much bearish momentum right now. You can catch a falling knife. Well, unless you're a G, but most people cannot. So now, honestly, I'm just going to be looking for continuing sales. Possibly something like this to continue all the way to 191. Maybe at 191 we could have some sort of rejection or possible sales above below it as well, depending on what price does. But now let's go over the trades that I took yesterday, which were the GU, USD CAD, and GU again. Which were, the first one was a loss. This one, everything else was a break even because every other trade literally closed out for the other one. Like this ate up this and this ate up this, but this was a main loss, the GU loss. Let's go over that one first. It's right here. Oh, actually the first one was this one right here, GU longs. So I got in the trade right above as price broke above the supply and demand zone. That's the reason why I got in the trade. 15-minute impulse. Oh, actually, let me just show you. Not loading. But you can see price had, even on the 15-minute, you can see it better. Price on the 15-minute, we had strong push to the upside. Very similar to what GJ did yesterday, right? Like we tested it and we started being bullish, and this is where I got in. But instantly we had drawdown, and that's where I got out at minus 18 pips. Bad buy is bad trade, risking minus 35 pips, 406. And then after I got out of this trade, I got into, right, because obviously I was like, you know what, price is gonna start selling. So I got into USD CAD, and as I got into USD CAD, I was on Instagram, and look, if I would have just held this trade would have been fire. How many lots did I had on this trade as well? Look, I had 6 lots on it, and this trade would have paid 32 pips times 6 lots. But I did not hold. Why? Because it didn't feel good. Somewhere here I mentioned that, like, this trade didn't feel good because it wasn't my trade. I was on Instagram, and if you guys know who Alex G is, you guys definitely know who Jordan is. So shout out Jordan, shout out Alex. They got great cars. They're also car guys. But I'm probably gonna meet them eventually in the future once I'm there, somewhere with them. But I'm just not there yet, which I will be there, I promise you. But I gotta keep grinding, gotta keep working. But he mentioned that, right, since we had previous pre-New York session strong demand, we were gonna come and test it, and then we're gonna have the bullish day. And literally what he talked about, it literally happened, right? This move happened yesterday, pre-New York, which is, I don't know why it does this fucking trading view, which is USD CAD right here. So we had this previous, right at 415, we had this push. The New York session hit, we had the push to the downside, and then after the fake out and shit, and then the stop out of this support, price did the full move. So actually a lot of people were looking for buys